Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and tonight we have Game 2 of 9 between the White Sox, the 1919 White Sox, and the 1919 Reds. And we all know that this was the big Black Sox scandal, and the Chicago White Sox are trying to rewrite history and make it look like they won the World Series. So all the red results will be red, white first, red second. And the White Sox results would be red, white, normal. And I will tell you that last time that did make a big difference because the Reds only had 2 hits. No runs and 2 hits. So will it affect the outcome of Game 2? Well, who knows? That's what we're here to find out. And definitely resulted in the Reds only getting 2 hits last time. Just so you know, if you would like to hook up and be online, the link is in the room there, and you can use that for spending some time online, so to speak. The White Sox, they have the same lineup as last game, and they are, when I added it up, they are fielding 1, and they are a 44. Lefty Williams is their pitcher. The Reds, the only difference in the Reds is that Wingo is not catching. Reardon is catching for the Reds, and they are 42. They are also fielding 1, and Slim Sally is their pitcher of choice. And just like last time, I will roll. No, it's hard. I will be rolling 6 dice. The small red and white are red first. The larger red and white are red second. And the other red and white dice, which are also large, are red last. And basically, I'll be going through the dice until I get a result that is either an out or resolved in some manner or fashion, whereas somebody gets on base. That being said, we are going to go to Shane Collins, and we're going to start the White Sox lineup. All right, so we're looking at Shane Collins, Eddie Collins, and Buck Weaver first. Nope, we have to re-roll right away. We've got a 63 for Shane Collins. We got a 13, and we've got a 35. 63 will be a 31 for Shano Collins, and that's base is empty. And that will be a fly out to center field. Eddie Collins is a 13, and that will be a walk. Okay, Weaver is on. He's a 35, and that will be a 9 with man at first. Sally is an A pitcher. That says single, beats out infield hit, runner to second. So we have runners at first and second. And that will bring up Shoeless Joe Jackson. Runners at first and second. And that is a 45, and that will be a 14, and that will be a walk. Bases are loaded. Bases will be loaded. And Flesh is up. He is a 31. That will be a fly out to center field, and runners will hold. That's 2 outs. Gandil comes up. That's a 15 for Gandil. And that is a 10 to 10 with the bases loaded. So over third, runners advance 2 bases. Batter steals second on next pitch. 1 ball on batter. So runners advance 2 bases. So the man at third will score. The man at second will score. The man at first goes to third. The batter gets to first. He steals. So we will have runners at second and third, and it will be 2-0 in favor of the White Sox here. And that will bring up Reesberg, and we will re-roll. Oh, there it is. There we go. One of my cameras was not being recognized by so I'm sorry for this. One of my cameras wasn't being recognized. All right, and Wrath is the first batter. Wrath, Dalbert, and Growl. Now, normally we would read this 6-2, but for the Reds, we're reading it 2-6. It doesn't make really much of a difference with the 6-6, and then the other one will be read a 46 and not a 64. So Wrath will be 26, and with the 30, that will be a fly out to left. Dalbert will be a 66, and that will be looking at the second column, which will be a 46, and that says 6. And that will be a double. Dalbert will get a double. And we will need to roll for Grove. The Reds will have a man at second. Okay, 35 for Growl will be a 9 with a runner at second. Out at first, runner to third. So Dalbert is now at third. Rouse is up, and it's 63, and that will be a 31. This says fly out, runner holds. That's basically out to center field, but a F runner, which Rouse is, will score. So this will be a fly out to center. Dalbert will score. That will make it 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. Now we go back to bases empty with Duncan at the plate. And that is a 32. That will be a 26. And that will be the second baseman to the first baseman. The 4-3. And that will be the end of the first. That's basically one hit for the Reds, and they get one run. And the Reds were actually able to do something that they weren't last time, and that's score. So that's a plus. And we will go down to Shock for the second inning and see how things go. Oh, and that was a 3. 33 for Shock will be a 7. And that will be a single to right. And that will bring up Shano Collins. And that will be a 34, and that will be a 31. And we've got one man on. And that will be a fly out to center, and the runners hold. And he's a grade A pitcher with a Z notation, so no other. So that's just going to be a fly out to center field. And that brings up Eddie Collins. That's going to be a 13, which will be a 14. And that will be a walk. That means Shock will go to second, and that will bring up Buck Weaver. We have runners at first and second. We have runners at first and second there. .56 for Weaver. It will be a 34. Runners at first and second. That will be infield fly. And that's going to be put out by the third baseman. So runners will hold their position there. And this will bring up Joe Jackson. Okay. Jackson is a 41, and that will be a 12 with runners at first and second. It says batter safe on fielder's choice. One runner out at second. The other runner is, well, there's already 2 outs, so basically runner is going to be out at second. So that will be short to second. That means that Flush will be the batter of choice in the third inning. We got 1 hit that inning, no runs. Koff is up for the Reds. Koff. 24 for Koff. That will be a strikeout. Koff will strike out. And that will be the first strikeout of the game. Neal will come up next. That will be a 54, and that will be a 32. And that will be a fly out to right. That brings up Raritan. And that's going to be a 14, which will be a 30. And that will be a fly out to left. And we start the third with Flesh, Gandil, and Riesberg here. Reds will start the top of their will have the top of their inning going next at bat. All right. All right, we have 1-1 for Flesh, and that takes it to the second column. That is a 66, so Flesh will get a home run here. And that will be the first home run of the series for either team. And Gandil will be up. He will get a 25, and that will be a 10. And that will be a single to center for Gandil. So Chicago will get they'll get runner at first, but they also got a home run with the runner before that. Riesberg is up for the White Sox. The runner at first. We'll have to re-roll here. $65 for Riesberg with the runner at first. 35. That will be foul out. That's out by the catcher. That will be the first out of the inning. That brings up Chalk. And okay, that is a 25, and that will be a 10. And that will be a single to right center, runner to third. Batter steals second on second pitch, 2 strikes on batter. So we will have a runner at second and third. So we will have runners at second and third. Runners at second and third there. And that was a single. Third. That brings Shano Collins up. Rolling. .44 for Shano Collins. That will be a 7. Runners at second and third. Fly out, 1 runner scores, others hold. That's going to be out at left. Runner at third will score. Gando will score. And we have well, the only thing about this is it says that fly out, 1 runner scores, other holds, put out at left field. The only problem with that is the third out of the inning. So that runner Gando will not score. And that's will be 2 hits, and that will be 1 run off the home run. Makes it 3-1 in favor of the White Sox. The Reds have their top of the order. They will have their top of the order up. All right, that is a 66 for Rath, and a 66 with the bases empty. And Williams is a grade A pitcher. That will be a double for Rath. Dalbert comes up, and that will be a 16 for Dalbert, and that will be a 28. Out at first, runner holds. 4-3. Throw is up, and that will be a 14. And that will be a walk. So we will now have runners at first and second. Runners at first and second. And Rouse will be up. We have to re-roll. .31 for Rouse. That will be an 8 with runners at first and second. That will be out at first. That will be 5-3, but the runners will move to second and third. Okay. Cough is up, and that will be a 55, whichever way you look at it. Runners at second and third. And this will be an 8. Single over first. Runners score. And we're looking at Wrath. Is he slow? Have to look at Wrath is fast. And Grow is also fast. So both runners will score here. And Cough gets a single. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not Cough. That's Duncan. Well, let's check that then. 55 is a 9. And that will be a fly out to center. One scores, the other holds. So Wrath will score, the other one holds, and Duncan is out. Well, that's out at center field. Nobody will score on that. And one hit for the Reds. No runs. And after 3 innings, it's 3-1 in favor of the Sox. Eddie Collins is Buck Weaver is up for the White Sox. .43, that will be a 29. And that will be a first base. That would be pitcher to first baseman. Joe Jackson is up, and that's a 41. And that will be a 12. And that will be 5-3. Flush will be up, and this is a 42, and that will be a strikeout, and that will be the Reds' first strikeout of the game. No runs scored, and that's the first time that has happened. And Cough will be up for the Reds. We've got Cough, Neal, and Raritan up this inning. .61 for Cough will be a 24, and that will be short to first. Neal is a 12, and that will be a 25, and that will be from second to first. Raritan will be 13, and that will be a 36, and that will be a ball. So Raritan will get another pitch, at least one more. We'll have to re-roll that when the dice was tossed. 64 for Raritan, and that will be a strikeout for Raritan. Three up and 3 down for both teams that inning. It's 3-1 in favor of the White Sox. And Gandil is up for the White Sox to start the top of the fifth. Okay. 46. That's going to be a 32, and that will be an out in right field. Reesberg is up. That will be a 23, which will be a 26. And that will be second to first. Shock is up, and that will be a 43, and that will be a 29. And that will be from the pitcher to the first baseman. And that will be the second inning that the White Sox have been put out in order. And that will give the White Sox the top of their order going into the sixth. And the Reds are also in the top of the order here in the fifth. And that will be a 21 for Rath. And that's going to be 32. And that will be a fly out the right. Dalbert is a 31. And that will be a 9. And that will be from short to first. That will be an out. That will bring Grow up. Or Grow up. And that is a 33. And that is a 7. And that will be a single to right for Grow. Will be a single. Rouse will be up. We'll have to re-roll here. And that's going to be looking at the second column. Second column this time will be a 21. And that will be a 6. And we have a man at first. 6 with the man at first. Double over first, runner to third. If he's fast, he scores. And Grow is fast, so that will be a run for the Reds. And okay, and that's a double. So Rouse will get a double here. Okay, that means Duncan is up. And 61 for this with a man at second. $61 for Duncan is a 24, and that will be a fly out to the shortstop. Two hits for the Reds. Two hits for the Reds this inning, and they were able to get with Roush's double. They were able to get Grau in to tie the game up, and it is now. Oh, I'm sorry, it is not tied, but it is 3-2. They only got one run, not two. So it is 3-2, still in favor of the White Sox. And Shane Collins is the batter for the White Sox this inning. And we will start off the sixth. All right. .22, and that will be a 7. That will be a single for Shane Collins. And that will be his first hit of the game. Eddie Collins is up. He gets a 53. And that will be a 19 with a man at first. 19 man at first, out at first, runner to second. That puts Buck Weaver up. And Weaver gets a 31. And that will be an 8 with a man at second. And that's going to be an out. 6-3. The runner goes to third. Jackson is up. Runner at third. And we will have to re-roll for Shoeless Joe. And he will get a 15. And that is a 7. Fly out. But it says runner scores. Unfortunately, that's the left field, and that will be the third out of the inning. So just one hit, no runs. And Koff is up for the Reds. And this one's a lot closer than the last game. A lot closer. Right? And Koff is up. We are in the bottom of the 6th. All right. .55 for Koff. That will be an 8. And that will be a fly out to the third baseman. Neal is up. And we're looking at a 61, which is a 24. That will be from short to first. 6-3. Raritan is up. Raritan is up. And that will be a 42 for Raritan. And that will be a strikeout. 3 up, 3 down. Flesh is up for the White Sox, and we're in the top of the 7th. .45, 14, that'll be a walk. Gandil is up. 23, that will be a 26. Man at first. Batter safe at first. Fielder's choice is out at second. That will be second to the shortstop. Okay, that will bring up Reesberg. Okay, and that's Reesberg gets a 65 here. And that will be a 35. The runner is at first. We've got one runner at first. And we're looking at a 35, which is a foul out to the catcher. That brings Chalk up. 2 outs. Have to re-roll. 14, that will be a 30. And that will be a fly out to left field. Oh, was it? It's going to be a fly out to left field. And no hits that inning. And that will put the White Sox back to their top of their lineup. Okay. The Reds here will be at the top of their lineup here in the bottom of the 7th. Rath is up. Really, it's just a 1-run game here. Anything can happen. Okay. 65 for Rath will be a 35. With the bases empty, that's going to be a fly. That's going to be a ground out. That's out by the first baseman. Dalbert is up. 23 for Dalbert. That will be a 26. That will be from the second to the first baseman. It'll be 4-3. Throw is going to be up here, and that's going to be 41. And that will be a 12. And that will be from third baseman to the first baseman, 5-3. And that will be the end of the 7th. Still 3-2 here. Shane O'Collins is up for the White Sox. And we're in the top of the 8th. '54, that will be a 32. That's going to be a fly out to right. Eddie Collins will be a 50. Wait a minute, that's a 54, which is a 32. Fly out to right. This one's 52, which is a 27. That will be from the third baseman to the first baseman. It'll be 5-3. Which brings up Buck Weaver. Buck Weaver has a 36 here. And that will be a walk. Weaver gets a walk, which will bring Shoeless Joe Jackson, man at first. '45, that will be also a walk. And they're going to leave him in. Flush, I think that's 21 for Flush, and that is a 30. And there is runners at first and second here. That's a 30. That's a fly out to left field, and that will be the end of the inning there. No hits, no runs, and Rouse is up for the Reds here. This is the bottom of the 8th. Okay. .34 will be a 31. And that will be a fly out to center field for Roush. Fly out to center field. Duncan. It's got 53, and that will be a 15. And that will be a fly out to left. Kopp is up. 32 for Koff will be a 26. And that will be from the second baseman to the first baseman. The 4-3, and that will be the end of that inning. And this will take us to the 9th, top of the 9th for the Sox. We've got Gandil, Reesberg, and Chalk for the White Sox. .55, that will be an 8. That will be a fly out to third. Gandil is out. Reesberg is up. That's going to be a 14. That will be a 30. And that will be a fly out to left. And Chalk is up. And that's going to be a 55. That will be an 8. And that will be a fly out to third. And anything can happen here. The Reds have Neal, Raritan, and Rath up. Anything can happen. And the Reds need 2 runs to win this game. So what will happen here? All right. And Neal is up. Neal is up. Let's see what happens here. That's going to be 21. That will be a 32. Then it'll be a fly out to right field. Raritan is up. That will be a 62. And that's going to be a 32, which is a fly out to right field. 2 flyouts to right, and Rath is up. Reds are down to their last out here. And let me see something here. And I believe with Rath, we're using the 33 here, and that will be a 7 with nobody on. That will be a single for Wrath, which will bring up Dalbert, and we will have to roll. Dalbert can get a home run. This game's over with. 35 for Dalbert, and we've got a man at first. $35 will be a 9. Single, beats out infield hit, runner to second. So we have runners at first and second now. That will bring up Grow. 42 for Grow with runners at first and second. And that will be a 14. Well, that's going to be a walk. And the bases will be loaded for Roush. Okay. Roche is up. That will be a 46 with the bases loaded. 46 will be a 30. That will be a fly out to left field. And that will be the game. And that, my friends, is as close as you can get to actually, there are no errors in the game at all. The White Sox had 6 hits. They had 3 runs. The Reds had 4 hits, and they had 2 runs. So your box score is 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. The Reds had 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. They got on the board, but the outcome is the same. The White Sox go up 2-0 in the best 5 of 9. And the next game that we play will be, the Reds will be in Chicago. And I do not know if I'll have a chance to play a game before Thursday, at least a quantum what if sports episode before Thursday, because as you see right now, it's at an hour and 2 minutes, and these baseball games aren't something like my Stone Cold Hockey or my Dice United 2, where they can be clip at 30, 40 minutes a clip. It just can't be done. So until next time, guys, this is Philip Reynolds. I hope all your rolls are good ones, and have a good evening, guys.